What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the weekly reset for Destiny 2 coming up on the 5th of August. So as we head into, the 4th week since Edge of Fate dropped, we go from the Arms Week event being active into Solstice of Heroes for the year. So Solstice is going to have some new weapons, which will be nice, as well as a Solstice Forge set that gets set bonuses. Otherwise there'll be a bunch of cosmetic stuff and a grind for power and higher tier loot, so we'll talk about that. As always, there'll additionally be some stuff that resets on Kepler, and we'll get new weekly challenges. Plus, Bungie have another game update, this time addressing things like the power deltas in the raid. I'm not sure if we'll get any additional commentary regarding the power climb and feedback from the community on that front, but I guess we'll find out. So right here, we'll break down everything we can about Weekly Reset. If you find the video helpful, a rating really does help me on the channel, but now let's get into it. And initially, for Kepler content, last week we got a surprise side quest, which was disabled from the initial launch, but otherwise, in terms of what we can expect, we will get the refresh for the weekly mission content. And of course, on a first clear, these can potentially drop tier 4 or 5 gear, depending on your current power level. So one of the earlier high tier drop sources, I suppose, on Kepler, worth running those missions on mythic difficulty. And otherwise we have our weekly challenges. So firstly, there is Mod Collector to unlock artifact mods. There's also Fallen Destroyer to defeat fallen combatants in portal activities, and we get bonus progress by dealing ability final blows. This week we don't have any objectives to collect the data pads. I guess we've finished them all at this point. Otherwise though, there is Stasis Armaments to defeat targets in portal activities with Stasis weapon final blows. And there we get bonus progress by using Stasis power weapons. Otherwise, there is In the Zone to capture zones in any Crucible playlist, and we get bonus progress for obtaining the highest score in a match. Then there is Boss Battle to defeat bosses in Strikes or Vanguard playlists, and we get bonus progress granted for defeating bosses on Advanced difficulty or higher. And finally, Precision Calibration to calibrate marksman weapons like Scouts, Snipers, Linear Fusion Rifles by landing precision final blows, and again bonus progress against Guardians on that one. If you plan on jumping into the Desert Perpetual this week, good luck on the hunt. Of course, the refresh means new chances at things like the Raid Exotic, so all the best if you are trying to get that one. And otherwise, for portal activities, on top of Solstice arriving this week, there will be matchmaking for Grandmaster Fire Team Up, so if you're at appropriate levels to do that, you can dive into those this reset. Otherwise, this event card will be populated by Solstice-related things. There's also an Eververse ad in there now. Nice! Solstice, though, will last for 2 weeks starting on the 5th of August, and a few things are changing, as Bungie outlined. Firstly, we will be able to earn a Forge armor set, like we've had in previous years, so this is the Grinding armor set. This time, there will be a set bonus on it, so the 2-piece set, Photo Galvanic, and receiving healing temporarily grants your solar weapons increased flinch resistance, handling, and reload speed. Then the 4-piece bonus allows rapid solar final blows to heal you, so potentially kind of a nice bonus there, especially the 4-piece one. Otherwise, as Bungie confirmed, we will not see the return of Bonfire Bash this year. Instead, they're adding a plethora of modifiers to the portal, so surprise, surprise, the portal takes over once again. In terms of the modifiers though, there is Hot Potato, where carryable solar flares occasionally drop from defeated combatants, and passing it between players increases the amount of damage it will do. There's also Fired Up, where dealing damage and final blows from solar sources raises a heat meter, and once full, your weapons will cause solar explosions. Otherwise, there is Class Healing to heal yourself when using your class ability, and Igniter, where precision hits against Scorch combatants will cause ignitions. So not necessarily a replacement for Bonfire Bash, but the modifiers do sound reasonably fun. And Bungie have said the Hot Potato modifier will be available each day for Portal match-made activities. On top of that, in the Crucible, there will be the Solstice Scorched playlist, and they say you can imagine what the main character will be. It's the Scorch Cannon, so if you want to Scorch Cannon some Guardians, that sounds like a whole bunch of fun. Otherwise, there will be an event home. Bungie have said there'll be dedicated rewards like a unique emblem to a ghost shell and some holofoil weapons. And this version of the event home has a new and improved reward shop where you'll be able to purchase weapons directly up to tier 4 depending on your Guardian rank, as well as up to tier 4 weapon and armor engrams. So I believe to get the tier 4 stuff you actually have to be Guardian rank 9. This is working very much in the same way that we had with the Arms Week event in general. Regardless of the tiers though, there'll be some pretty nice weapons. Probably the most exciting one for most players will be the Festival Flight, which is a new area denial frame grenade launcher, which comes with strand damage. There are some pretty nice rolls on that. Otherwise, there'll be the Fortunate Star, which is a void bow, returning from previous years, and then the Yeartide Apex, which is the new solar SMG. Like I said, a couple of the weapons have pretty nice rolls, but I think Festival Flight will be the one that most players are going after, and generally will be the highlight weapon for the event. So if you want more details about the weapon rolls and some of the loot systems for Solstice, I'll link a separate video down below. Otherwise though, let us know if you plan to jump into Solstice this year. In the Crucible tab though, Trials will once again return on Friday of this week. Bungie have said, for the first 6 weeks of Trials, there won't be a featured weekly weapon, and that means you'll be earning all of them while playing your matches. And wins have the higher chance of dropping them. Otherwise, featured weapons will begin again on September 9th, shortly after Ash and Iron drops. So alongside that, there'll be 2 more weapons entering the loot pool. Otherwise, especially if you are higher power levels, Trials seems to be pretty good for farming high tier gear. But as we've discussed, the reward tiers are tied to your power level, as opposed to actually being tied to how well you perform, which is unfortunate in my opinion, but that's a conversation for a separate day. Separate to the portal though, over in the Worlds tab, featured world rotations like raids, dungeons and all those kinds of things, even the exotic missions, are no longer featured on a weekly basis, but they can still drop their relevant rewards where they're actually available. So if you want to jump into any of the raids to farm for the loot, while it will not be tiered or kind of relevant in the current gear system, we can still jump into them to actually try and hunt things down. Our final mention though, for the Ascendant Challenge, if you're still playing those, is that this week it's the Forfeit Shrine found via the Garden of Isilla. So not too difficult to get to, but I'll run a clip showing the location at the end of the video. And for the moment, guys, that is everything we have to break down in this one. So I'll keep you posted with the patch that we get tomorrow. There'll be some updates to the power deltas in the raid, and I think a couple of other items as well. So we'll hang on for the full patch notes and I'll let you know when we get the info. For the moment though, if you found this video helpful, a rating really does help me on the channel. And as well, get subscribed so I can keep you up to date. Around 50% of my viewers are not yet subscribers, so if you feel like doing that, it would make a massive difference. But otherwise for today, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon.
Down. Guardian down. Guardian down.